everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. And today an email I got, well actually a private message, and yes, I do read through some of my private messages on Facebook. I get 400 to 500 a day, so I probably only read about 50 of them. But I do try to scan through them. And I got one today that really got my attention, and it made me realize I probably should talk a little more with you guys about testosterone replacement therapy and male andropause. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. And I may very well turn this into a series. We'll use this video to kind of get a test feel and see what sort of interest there is on the topic from my subscribers. But I got a private message from a subscriber who was upset because he came back and he tested at 264 nanograms per deciliter. He said he's 37 years old, he's about to turn 38. He has been natural his entire life, has always eaten a pretty good diet, and he's been lifting weights for over 20 years. And he doesn't understand why his testosterone levels could have dropped like that. He has done everything right, and yet he is still below normal. And with my own case, I can tell you that I came off of gear when I was 27. I didn't touch any for years. I went and got tested at 30, and I was at 802 nanograms per deciliter. That is higher than 90% of 18-year-olds. That's where I was at. And at that time, too, even clean, I still had 19-inch arms, and I was still able to bench 405 on a good day. But when I turned 34, or when I was 34, and my Meniere's disease was really starting to act up quite bad, and I was sick, I went and got tested, and I was down at 270 nanograms per deciliter. My cortisol was through the roof, which is what the doctors think is the biggest cause of my testosterone dropping. It was 2.5 to 3 times normal, way above the normal range. My fasting glucose was extremely low. I was definitely having signs of hypoglycemia. My triglycerides were through the roof. My hormones were a mess. And it was just in a few short years. And keep in mind, my natural production was through the roof even after coming off of stuff. And interestingly enough, my sex drive was still high while my testosterone levels were low. For me, my testosterone levels barely affect my sex drive. I don't have much of a difference in sex drive on a gram of testosterone a week versus having low testosterone. For me, there's almost no difference. It's maybe my sex drive might double. But for a lot of people, it does affect it. For me, it actually doesn't affect it that much, to be honest. So I didn't really exhibit signs of low testosterone with that, but I certainly had all the chemical markers, my depression. I was struggling with trying to lose body fat, was extremely difficult. I was gaining fat faster than I should. I had a lot of issues going on. And here's the reality, guys. The fact of the matter is, this is one of the reasons that I hate the naturalistic fallacy and people even talking about natural bodybuilding and all of this shit. Fuck Mother Nature. Mother Nature wants you to die at 35. As males, there's no need for us to exist beyond that. So yes, our testosterone levels drop, and some men will maintain high testosterone levels up into older age, but they are the minority. And once you start getting up towards 35, 40 years old, it is natural for your levels to drop, and accordingly, your health suffers. As your testosterone levels drop, your lipids are going to mess up, your insulin sensitivity is going to change, you're going to be more susceptible to a wide variety of negative health markers and medical conditions as a result of your testosterone dropping. But with modern medicine today, it can be resolved, and I am of the opinion that I think the majority of men who are worried about their long-term health and longevity should probably, by age 35 or 40, should probably be on testosterone replacement therapy. And there is a growing number of medical doctors who actually agree with that. Now, they are currently in a minority, and it is a taboo, controversial subject. And what I would recommend, if you are exhibiting signs of low testosterone, go see your doctor. And if your doctor is skittish of it, because about half of doctors are very skittish of it because of the demonization of testosterone, anabolic steroids, and everything, and they will not admit that the health benefits seem to be pretty apparent for people who have low testosterone, and you will almost guaranteed have it by 40. Versus the risks of the testosterone. Statistically, you're more likely to be more healthy 20 years from now if you go on testosterone at 40 than if you don't, despite any potential health risks from it. And that's the reality of it. And so many men have realized this, and some can't find a local doctor who will do it. And there are plenty of doctors who will write it for almost anybody because they really believe in it. And if you can't find one of those in your area, a lot of guys just take it into their own hands and they do their own. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that anybody do that because you're not under the control of a doctor. You're not getting your blood work done. You don't really always know what's going on. You are taking a risk if you do that. So I would recommend that you go through the legitimate route if possible. But at the very least, if you're exhibiting signs of low testosterone, go talk to your doctor and get the blood work done. Find out where you are, because it is a serious matter, and low testosterone will absolutely affect your mental health, and your mental health in turn does affect your physical health, in addition to a lot of different things going on in the body. If your testosterone levels are low, you're going to have problems with bone mineralization, you're going to have problems with your lipid profiles, you're going to have problems with your insulin sensitivity. These are all things that are going to impact you negatively as a result of low testosterone. So it is something you need to investigate, and if it is low for any number of reasons, your lifestyle itself is not going to be able to boost it. Over-the-counter testosterone boosters, your diet, your training are not going to be able to affect it enough for 95% of people who have truly low testosterone in order to get a benefit from it. So you're probably going to need to go the medical route. Alright guys, but this is just kind of to throw the topic out there and to see what people think about it and to possibly discuss this in more detail in later videos. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.